look, I want to pull on that thread of skills a little bit more. So in July, Edalex commissions market research of more than 1,000 post-secondary graduates. And one of the very interesting findings of that research was that only 33%, so slightly less than a third of the respondents, felt comfortable voicing their skills during their first job search. Does that surprise you? And yeah, what do you think the meaning and relevance of that, and especially in a digital world?
Not really. First of all, to some degree, digital still remains a bit of a dark art. You know, it's lots of weird words, weird concepts, that kind of thing that to some degree builds a bit of a wall of mystique around it. We're trying to break down that wall because in most cases, digital is actually not that technically difficult at all. It's no different than a lot of other trades and professions around. The fact that also a lot of the current qualifications that are around in digital are quite broad and are difficult to pinpoint down to specifics, also makes it difficult to put across. And the fact that when you're just starting, you don't have any experience on the job, it's very hard to say, yeah, okay, I've got a credential that says I'm an Agile Scrum Master. So I'm certified as a Scrum Master, but have I actually ever mastered any Scrums? You know, you don't know. And then if there's not a lot of point in talking about tech skills if you can't convince of employment. And again, one of the strengths of our model, based around a sort of a general work integrated learning approach, is you get your experience as you're getting your training and within the organization that's going to employ you. And I think that's very, very powerful. The other side of that coin is also with our model, in the majority of cases, we would like to see that the talent, the employers or students and the employers have already made an agreement before training commences that there will be either employment during in the form of some form of traineeship, apprenticeship or that kind of thing, or at the end of the training, they will be guaranteed employment subject to satisfactory completion of the training. And again, that's pretty powerful. That's applies a whole heap of efficiencies into the system. At the moment, I decide to go away and do some courses that I think might be good for my upskilling. And then I go out into the real world and tout my skills until someone employs me. I might have picked the wrong skill sets. They might not be in demand. They might not suit me because I haven't really had a detailed understanding of what my personal characteristics suit towards. This process, it gets all that stuff out of the way before people commit to periods of training, periods of time down a specific speciality that they actually might find later on they don't enjoy. Hopefully this actually removes some of those issues and provides that motivation. We've already done the handshake with the employer. We understand the cultural fit. We understand this is going to be a cool place to work in. And the employer knows that when they finish that period of training, whatever it may be, which again, work integrated learning, so it's backed up with on-the-job examples, on-the-job training, those kind of things. They know they're going to get an employee that's fit for purpose from day one.
Makes a lot of sense. And certainly we're seeing from our market research and other studies reveal that the majority of individuals are really focusing on skills-based. You're looking ahead to skills-based training and alternative credentials.
I think it's almost essential in digital. No doubt some people will argue, but the way I see digital employed across the workforce is, like I said before, it's everywhere. But the way it's employed and the skills that you need are different. The most obvious things are some organizations use Microsoft, some use Oracle, some use whatever. If you don't have certifications or credentials linking to those specific tools, then it's not necessarily a barrier to entry, but it just identifies that, yeah, okay, you know how to use Microsoft. We want you to know how to use Oracle. We know we're going to have to spend a little bit of time cross-training you from one system to another. And that kind of thing's important.
Right. Right. Well, and ultimately it does come down to giving employees an opportunity for growth. So if you find the perfect prospect and they tick every single box for you, well, why would they come if they're not going to be growing, if they're not going to be developing along the lines, as you said earlier, Lyndon, around lifelong learning and that constant dipping your toe into
exactly
both formal and non-formal learning.
And one of the strengths of digital careers is that it probably enables pivoting throughout your career much more than some others. As I said, the digital skills can be utilized in a whole different range of areas. And if you want to change your sort of type of business that you tend to work in to something else, you'll find that lots of those skills are still relevant and applicable in completely different environments. So it gives you a whole heap of flexibility once you've started and taken those first few steps.